Everything smells like lavender oil, and I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not. Also, quick side note, the shipping between my boyfriend and I is quite good. Thanks. And I, Peyton, am also here. Hi. So, August 18th. It's quite the big deal, if I do say so myself. August 18th, 1993, Percy Jackson, at least according to the wiki page, was brought into this fictional world. So I've decided, since technically speaking he's going to be turning 24, I will do 24 life lessons that I learned from Percy Jackson. Let's begin. Alright. And my book's upside down. Let's begin. The first thing I learned from Percy Jackson is that it doesn't make you look like an idiot to tell someone you like them. The thing I learned from Percy Jackson is that me and my boyfriend will never be Perciveth level at goals, and I just need to learn to accept that. The third thing I learned from Percy Jackson is that allies are important. Big, small, when you're in a sticky situation that you cannot get out of. Allies will be your saving grace. Oh, yeah. The fourth thing I learned from Percy Jackson is that you do not need to be in charge, so to speak, to be a leader. Percy wasn't always the leader of the quest, but he was still a leader. While as Jason was always the leader of the quest and hardly ever was seen as a leader except in title. Number 5. Why? Is a perfectly logical question to ask at certain points in time. Why is this stranger at my door? I guess not a stranger technically, but aren't we all strangers in one way or another? Oh my, number 6 is quite naughty. How does a bitch? 7. Fish are friends, not food. It's not. Number 8. Blue is best. Number 9. Big dogs are the best. Mrs. O'Leary's quite the lass, if I do say so myself. Well, this one's quite foolish. So silly. Being able to speak horse is a very valuable skill. Who would have thought? Number 11. Grave robbing is a mistake. I thought this was common sense, but I guess not. Percy opened that coffin of Kronos and, apocalypse. So, yeah, that was a pretty big mistake. Number 12. Rejection is a part of life. I genuinely struggle with this in my personal life, so this one hits home. Percy has to accept that he is not Nico's type, and that Nico did in fact reject him. Number 13. Sometimes you have to share the weight of the world, and that's perfectly fine. It's honestly okay to share your burdens with somebody. When a situation becomes too much for one person, it is perfectly logical to ask for help, or at least, in some way, shape, or form, receive help, because it's not good for anybody to have all of that weight on one person, hence why Perciveth shared the sky. Oh, that was deep and figurative, who would have thought? Number 14. Mistakes you make later will come back to haunt you. Wow, this is a very long list of mistakes Percy made. Jeez, okay, oh, and we're turning the page. Okay, yeah. Yeah, those all came back. Number 15. You discover new things about yourself every day. Some days you learn more that you have a godly parent and that your entire heritage has been a lie. Those are harder days, but you learn something new, whether that be about yourself most of the time, or about another person, or just something in general. You learn something new every day. Number 16. Driving a bus is hard, especially if it's the Sun Chariot, am I right? Number 17. Manipulation is not the way to get what you want. Percy. We all know how much of a mistake that was to manipulate Bob in the way that you did, and it did come back to haunt you when you lost some faith from your girlfriend, and nobody needs that. But if you want something, you have to work for it, and it'll weigh heavier on your conscience than on the situation. Oh, you're still here. Wow, okay, well, alright, right, we're on 18, okay. Number 18. Sometimes you've got to push down your own fear and sacrifice your own thoughts and feelings for the sake of others. Going back to the leader thing, to be a leader, you have to push down your thoughts and feelings and think of others first. Number 19. If you got someone's back, they will get yours. Nico got everyone safely to the doors of death because Percy got him out of the jar. Scandal! Oh my god! Good lord! Number 20. Never run headfirst into danger without first kissing your loved one. Jeez Louise, this next one better be sentimental and cute to make up for that horrendous last one. Number 21. It's okay to plan for the future, even if it's not guaranteed. Just before the Seventh quest, Percy and Annabeth were discussing their future together in New Rome. Even though the prophecy of the Seven says that one of them will die, so even though Rick Riordan would never ever kill off Percy Jackson and Annabeth Chase because that's like a suicide mission down to the so we know it couldn't have been them, but theoretically it could have been them. But yes, their future was not guaranteed, yet they still planned for one. It is okay to make plans even if it's not guaranteed, because there's no guarantee that it's not guaranteed. Jesus Christ, how long is this game last? Oh shoot, okay. Number 22. You are not invincible. Percy found out the hard way that he could in fact drown. For the longest time he was like, oh, I can drown, I can breathe underwater, I'm a son of Poseidon, And then he drowned in mud and disgusting enchanted water, and all of a sudden now he's afraid of drowning. He learned the hard way that he is not in fact invincible, so it's better for you, and for anybody who has this issue, to accept it prior to something like that happening, to avoid said thing happening. Number 23. Sometimes just being there for a person is the best thing for them. Honestly, sometimes you can't directly be involved, just like in Mark of Athena, Wisdom's daughter walks alone. Percy couldn't help Annabeth despite how much he wanted to. So just being her support system and just being there at her side, even though she must walk alone, was all she needed and more, and all he needed and more. It's great for a person to have someone that they can always count on and to always be there, just even if they're on the sidelines cheering them on, or if they're fighting alongside them. Either way, that support system is crucial. And sometimes just being there is the best support someone can give. And the final thing I apparently learned from Percy Jackson, because I'm just reading a script, is you are awesome, and you should most definitely acknowledge that. I'm awesome, you're awesome, Percy Jackson's awesome, he's accepted it, he knows he's awesome. Now it's our turn. We must know that we are awesome. You silly puppies. What? I still have to do the end card? Okay. Yes, those are the 24 things I learned from Percy Jackson. Happy birthday, my lad. It's quite the good one. You've been able to drink for a couple years now. That's probably helpful. But it's not really special with 24. Just yay, you're 24 now. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry this is kind of different. The last two videos, including this one and the one before, have been kind of different from our style just because we're not together. but our schedules just were not working out, so we figured that this was the best option. She do an individual one, I do an individual one, and then hopefully we can do something together in the coming. But if this happens again, then you can look forward to more content from just me or just Allison. Love you all, okay? Bye. Thank God this robe is so hot.